being able to effectively use generative AI good prompts are just so crucial. Now, here's basically 5 really powerful tips that you can use to improve the quality of the content you produce. So be detailed and provide context. So this one is actually the most important. So this is about saying, hey, if you just ask ChatGPT, say, write me an article that will help my business clients, it doesn't really give it a lot of context. So it might come up with something useful. It might come up with something that's completely irrelevant. So it's really about saying the more detail you can provide, the better. So if you can explain the goal for the content, if you can just describe the outcome and any relevant data or even links that it could read, then it can respond much more powerfully. Now, obviously, we're going to do a demo very, very shortly. So we'll take you through some of those prompts. But essentially, you can talk about like the industry that you're communicating to into the piece that you're writing. You can talk about your company and your brand. Like, are you more formal? Are you more fun? Like what's your kind of brand? One of the things that I do with prompts, because obviously I've been using them a lot over the last year, is essentially I have like a prompts document where I just save my prompts, and essentially you can have a base prompt that you work from that says, "Hey, I'm a this, and this is what I do, and today I'm writing I'd like you to write a content piece about yada yada yada." So it's not like you have to come up with this every time. It's good to build this up and then reuse it in the future. Specific questions is really about the better quality and quantity of your questions will give you a better response. So when you're doing marketing prompt, again, be specific. So instead of saying, what should I do for my next marketing campaign? That's pretty generic. You'd be better off going, hey, what kind of email campaign would work well for a SaaS company that's marketing to C-level executives? Or in your case, it might be like, hey, I'm an accountant. I work with small and medium businesses, under 25 staff. What would be some ideas for content I could provide to my clients? So that'd be a good way of starting a brainstorming session. Different approaches is a good way. So often, as Charles already mentioned, we sometimes prompt something and we go, oh, what's that about? So often it's about just trying a slightly different way, wording your question slightly differently. And instead of just going, because you can hit the try again button, but instead of hitting the try again button, you can actually ask the question in a slightly different way or say, hey, try again, but use a more professional tone. And essentially, the more detailed your instructions are, the better it helps the generative AI understand what you're looking for and helps lead to more effective and targeted responses. And lastly, I mean, we're banging on the same drum again, but essentially, we want to make sure that the reply it gives us is valid. Like we want to look at it, we want to check it, we want to make sure the tone is right for our business, and we want to make sure it's accurate, i.e. it's not writing something that actually doesn't make sense.